His question is, I've spoken about how right and wrong are usually just a question of perspective. And how does one then manage or cope with it when your own conditioning or such perspectives, viewpoints, or framework is a word this gentleman used, they start to break down. The first thing is, any perspective, the first question you have to ask, is it violent? Does it engage in any form of emotional, physical, mental violence? If it does, that means somebody is getting hurt. And if somebody is getting hurt, is it worth it? That's the first question you need to ask yourself. Secondly, if you have not seen it while growing up, usually our beliefs are formed based on what we observe while growing up. So if I have grown up observing Bali Pratha, sacrifice to Devi or in the name of religion, it would appear quite normal to me when I'm grown up one day. So the question is, when I feel unsettled or comfortable due to a particular belief, at that time I have to ask myself, is this something I've grown up with? If it's something I've grown up with, then I really need to examine it carefully. Because our beliefs are formed and such beliefs turn into our truths, and they then give us grief. But life's not supposed to be this way, life's not supposed to be that way. So the first question is it violent? Second, is it something I was born with? Is this something I saw when I was growing up? And that's how I believe it to be right or wrong. The second point where you've observed while growing up, that's the hardest to break. Even a few days ago, I think, not a few days ago, in one of the videos the team recently published, I spoke about how the media is constantly feeding us information about who's supposed to look like what. And then we see those images, we see those sculpted bodies, we see those perfect faces and symmetrical faces and 6-packs and 8-packs and however packs, wholesale and retail and whatever. And then we say, this is how I'm supposed to look, or that this must be the truth. We watch those movies, we read such books while growing up. They are a dramatic portrayal of human life. Not real, but we take that in as real and we start to make that as the benchmark of our own life. And that is quite pathetic. That is for sure going to bring a lot of trauma in one's life. So we have to question, I believe something is true and I see in the world things happening to the contrary, which is unsettling me. Now, should I change the world? Or should I first see how has my belief come about? Could there be an alternative? Could there be a parallel reality? Could there be another way of doing things, of thinking? And if there are people who are happy in similar circumstances, what is their secret? What is it that they know that we don't? So first is it violent? Second is, what's its source? Third is, can I seek guidance from somebody who's in a similar situation but happy or happier than me? And also, I'm going to say something, I don't know if it's going to make sense to you. Men cannot guide women, and women cannot guide men. There are some topics which are just beyond understanding for both of them. They can't understand one way of life, and women can't understand the other way of life. So, therefore, a man should do well to seek guidance from another man as opposed to a woman. And a woman will do well to seek guidance from another woman when it comes to how they feel and how they should act in a particular situation. If a woman's very heartbroken for any reason, a man will say, move on, big deal. Maybe drink a few beers and just wash it down. But that doesn't work. But if the same lady went to another woman who's been through something like that, she would empathize a lot better. She would understand that pain much better. Similarly, a woman cannot understand a man's plight. If he says, look, I feel disconnected with my family, for example, or I don't feel the same love, she'll say, go on a vacation with her, spend some quality time and this and that and the other. But a man says, I've gotten here by doing all that. So I need something different. So seek guidance from somebody who's been there, done that. When it comes to anything, if you want to learn meditation, speak to somebody who's done it. You want to learn a musical instrument, speak to somebody who plays it. Another point about it, if you are, let's say, 40 years old, don't seek guidance from somebody who's 20 on life matters. They don't know what's going on, believe me. So seek guidance from somebody. If the issue you're going through is because of your physical age, you are feeling a certain way when you are 40 or 50 or 60 or 70. And if you go to somebody who's 30 or younger or 40 and you say, look, I'm 65 and I'm feeling these things, I feel quite worthless. And he will tell you, find your purpose in life. And you say, tell me something I don't know. But if instead you went to somebody who's 65 and happier, and you ask that person, look, I am your age now, but you seem a lot more content and happy or together or composed. How do you do it? You will get more apt advice, as opposed to somebody who is just a motivational speaker. That person could even be a guru. I mean, sometimes, I face it all the time, and other gurus also face it. People ask all sorts of questions, and very few gurus will say, look, I don't know. They will just keep on answering those questions like in that know-it-all attitude. It's very, very detrimental to human progress. And it's a great disservice to the person who's asked the question, and equally great injustice. So know whom to ask. And always remember, almost entirely what you do in life, where you end up, depends on the questions you asked yourself and the answers you got. Ask the right questions and you will make the right moves. Ask the wrong questions and you will end up in a very messy place.